last, we have a band that looks like a band. For years we've been trying to hire people for the band who all have that long hair that makes you look like you're a starving musician. And so now we finally got what we've been looking for. Good morning, everyone. Hey, is there anybody here from another Unity? Raise your hand if you are. Okay. Anybody here for the first time? Raise your hand up high, because we have a gift for you. Keep your hands up high. Our ushers are going to come down the aisle and give you a bag. And at the bottom of the bag, you're going to find a set of keys to a brand new Lexus in the parking lot. All right. Listen, this is a beautiful day, and it's going to become more beautiful as you open your minds and hearts to this talk that Syntysche is going to give. She's in tune, in touch, and she's going to invite you in to become that love that you're really seeking. Look forward to this talk.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Everyone who's joining us here in house and everyone who's joining us online. We love having a chance to hang out with you each week, so thank you. Tomorrow evening, Norma is going to be leading her annual fall equinox celebration right over here in Fellowship Hall. There's going to be singing and chanting and drumming, all in celebration of this change to what I think is one of the most beautiful times of year, fall. So it's free, you don't have to sign up for it. It's tomorrow night at 7. She would, if it's warm enough. She's even going to want to take everyone out to the garden so everyone can walk the labyrinth out there. Great chance to see what amazing space we have back over there if you've never been. So come on out and check that out tomorrow night at 7. And then today, immediately following this service, we are having a potluck lunch right over here in Fellowship Hall. It's all you have to do is walk on in. If you have a dish to share, take it on over into the kitchen. They'll get it all set up. And even if you don't have a gift to share, just come on in and hang out with us. So please join us. It'll be a good time.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity today. This is the point in our service for the call for prayer. We know, wow, we need prayer in this world right now. But we also know individually we need prayer as well. And so we might have family members and friends that need prayer. There's pieces of paper in front of you that you're welcome to write a name down. You don't need to write the situation or the last name. We know that the universe knows what we need before we even ask. For us to unify in this collective consciousness and add our energy to bring healing into others' lives and into this world, to bring peace and have it restored in the hearts and minds of all people. And so Laura's going to come down and collect those pieces of paper and put it in our prayer box. They'll be prayed over for 30 days here at Unity of Boulder, and then they'll be sent to Silent Unity and prayed over for another 30 days. But we like to sing this song, coming into the presence of this room and leaving the world outside these doors and the noise of life outside, and let this be a prayerful time for us to connect with our higher consciousness, with our awakened selves. So sing with us. You are the air I breathe. You are the air your holy presence living in me, and I'm grateful for And so it is. All right, I'm going to invite the entertainment club up, and we're going to sing Creator. And we invite you to join us to sing. They say to sing is to pray twice. We get out of our head, we get out of our thoughts. And when we sing, we can't connect with those. We can only be in this isness of this higher self, of this love in this universe with these powerful words that we're going to be singing. All right.
Now we'd like to welcome to our stage today's special musical guest. Come on out here. You all know Sierra here, who's also one of our board members. But she also brought him friends back that were here on Welcome Back Sunday. We've got Gunnar over here, and we've got Joe up over here rocking on the drums. So take it away, Sierra.
Thank you. All right. You're welcome to sing along to this one. You probably know it. Got some sound for Gunnar here. Take me back down the cool water flows, yeah. Let me remember the things I love. Stopping at the local catfish bite, walking along the river road at night. Barefoot girls dancing in the moonlight. I can hear the bullfrog calling me out. Wondering if my rope's still hanging to the tree. Love to kick my feet way down the shallow water. Shoot like dragonfly, get back to mother. Pick up a flat rock, skip it across the green river. Up at Cody's camp, I spend my days, yeah. Conquer both riders and cross-tie walkers. Oh, Cody Jr. took me over. Said you're gonna find the world is smoldering. If you get lost, come on home to Unity Boulder. Thank you.
Wow, that was awesome. Now we're going to calm it down a little bit. My name is Julie, and I'm one of the prayer partners here at Unity of Boulder. And I'm going to read the daily word today. Today it's about world peace. I bless the world with thoughts of peace. The word shalom is synonymous with the word peace, but it means more than an absence of war and conflict. Shalom, appearing so frequently in the Bible, is also used to affirm wholeness and well-being. True, lasting well-being requires the kind of peace known by living in alignment with God. Anchored in peace, people are less likely to be in conflict and more likely to appreciate that the beautiful planet Earth offers goodness and abundance for all. When I pray for a peaceful world, I pray shalom for myself and for each person of every land to have their needs met, to know lasting well-being for themselves and their families, to live in harmony, and to work toward our common good. And from James 3:18, and a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace for those who make peace. And let's all read together the affirmation for Unity of Boulder. Unity of Boulder is a radiating center of the Christ light within us, mighty to attract its good and radiate good to others. Thank you. Peace. Shalom.
Julie, who just spoke for us just now doing the daily word, she just came back from Rome and she just brought me rosary beads from the Vatican this morning, and I felt it was very timely because, I'm going to be doing a talk today where we're speaking to what's actually going on in the world, because I just think we cannot put our head in the sand anymore of what we're observing as far as inhumanity towards humanity. And our part in that as high consciousness human beings, to recognize we have to contribute who we are and what we are in our thoughts, words, and actions to see change in this world, that it's gotten to a point where you don't want to put your news on every day, but if you do, there's something new and harsh and awful happening. And we can do our prayers and we do a lot of work on self-love and reflection on oneself to become the higher and brighter figure in this world so we can make a difference. But now we're being put to task to do the bigger work, to be the visionaries, to be the action takers, to really bring this love and this light that we teach in Unity, to be advocates for this energy we call God, Source, Spirit. We know God works through us. We are the vehicle of that love. And so we really have to take into our hearts, we have to add our energy to the unconscious collective that we're seeing, and seeing consciousness being restored in the hearts and minds of all people, especially leadership that has a say about the safety of people. So today is International Day of Peace, which was created by the United Nations on September 21st, 2001. It was aimed to be an annual day for nonviolence and ceasefire. But if you asked if there will be a ceasefire today, which I think we all are praying that there would be, that there is no ceasefire today. So where the United Nations is here to try to unite one focus, one peace between all the religions and races and ethnicities, we're just finding division throughout the world. So I thought we could start today, and it's funny because I always say the music always matches the sermon that I'm going to give. And today, not so much. I love the music. You guys have a raucous, one of my favorite songs at the end of the service. But it's good because it's really nice to get that energy lifted. I like to run and then go into meditation because it feels like you go deeper. So we'll use that high vibrational energy and then bring it into this prayerful place. So I wanted to take us into an opening prayer meditation. And as conduits of Spirit's love and guidance to collectively send our prayers out to our brothers and sisters facing these most trying times. So let's just close our eyes and get into the presence. And as a collective, let's do our part in the way that we know we can contribute. So, beloved presence, we gather today with hearts open wide to all those who find themselves in face of conflict. Families forced to leave their homes, children living in fear, communities struggling for safety, dignity, and basic needs of water and food. We hold them tenderly in our awareness, knowing that even across oceans and borders, we are one human family, and our hearts are with you. From our unity perspective, we understand that consciousness is creative, that our thoughts, our prayers, and our intentions have real power. So in this sacred moment, we align our minds and hearts with the vibration of peace. We breathe deeply and release fear, anger, and division. We affirm together that divine love is the only power and that it is active here and now. And so in a minute, we will go into silence for a minute to send our personal intentions of peace to the people of Gaza, Ukraine, and to all the places in the world where our brothers and sisters are experiencing the opposing energies of fear, conflict, and division. Affirming instead the presence of love, healing and peace prevailing on earth, in the hearts and in the minds of all the people as well. So let us pray for a minute. And when we come back into this collective consciousness, irradiating intention is peace in every thought, compassion in every word, and kindness in every action. We imagine this intention rippling outward, touching leaders, soldiers, parents, and children alike, softening hearts, guiding decisions, and making space for reconciliation. Spirit, help us remember that peace is not passive. It asks us to live with forgiveness, to listen deeply, and to see the sacred in each person we meet. May we embody peace, not just today, but every day, in our homes, our communities, and our world. And so we close in gratitude, knowing that as we hold peace in consciousness, we call it forth into expression. And so to this we say, thank you, God. Amen. And this is quite the auspicious day because it's also the World Day of Gratitude and the eve of the autumn equinox. So much transcended energy that we could move energy, and really taking this day of prayer when you leave here to walk in that state of consciousness, being that change, being that loving change, and not focusing on who's making the mistakes that are creating this division, but becoming that which heals everything. So the meaning of these alignments today, when prayer, gratitude, and balance come together, we are given a sacred invitation to pray, to give thanks, and to find balance. There's this wonderful passage in Love Without Conditions, and it goes like this. I have asked you to come to peace within your own mind, and I have asked you to come to peace with all of your brothers and sisters. How can you distort this simple teaching? If you have heard me in your heart, you will know that you cannot use these ideas to justify any judgment or attack on any human being. When you would judge another, look within and ask, would I judge myself in this way? For any judgment against your sister is also a judgment against yourself. And any judgment against yourself is a judgment against me. For I am not separate from you. As you treat yourself and your sister, you also treat me. We are inseparable. Our destiny is bound together. And it goes on from there to say this. Understand, my friend, that you will not find love if you seek agreement. Love runs deeper than that. As you learn to love the one who opposes you, you will find the source that goes beyond judgment or fear. In that source, we are all joined as equals, free to think and act in accordance with our guidance. Let's just take a deep breath with that. Because a big part of the opposition that we're seeing is we're trying to find whose fault is it? All of this duality and discord. Who at the core of all of this is creating all of this dysfunction in this world? We have all sorts of situations that are going on, and we could find from our own understanding who's at fault in any circumstance or situation. But what if even the ones that oppose and you think are at fault are the ones that are teaching you how to not judge? To also realize that they are also perfect children of God, even though their actions do not demonstrate that. That's when we get into a higher state of consciousness. When we can hold a place of love and light and not look upon the wrongs in others, and constantly develop more and more of this light in ourselves and let it reflect out. Word. Show up as allies for people that you can help. In unity, we honor the oneness in all people, regardless of their religions, their ethnicities, their races, their sexual orientation, or their gender identity. We don't say what is wrong or right as far as God goes, because we know God is a higher state of consciousness that lives within us. And when we judge our sister, we judge ourselves. And this is when the rubber meets the road, right? To really get into a place where we can love the opposers. That's a frequency. That's an energy that heals. So, have you ever been blessed with opposition in your personal life? Because that's really where it takes hold, is to take to task what's going on in our own personal lives. Excuse me, I'm still getting over this little cold. Because we get to play this out in our own lives as well, in our jobs, in our family members, with our children, with our friends. I'm sure all of us have had that, heightened lately, because when there's discourse in this world, there's discourse in our lives, because we're all one. And it's all frequencies of energy that's taking us over. So we're visiting shadows. We're visiting unhealed areas of ourselves. We're visiting limited thought processes and beliefs that no longer serve us. So it's really a catalyst to grow us, to stretch us, to lean more and more on this divine understanding that is only available in the silence. The divine understanding comes from our prayer practice, from our meditation practice. We believe in affirmations, in visualizations. Through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth we know. And we can't put our spirituality in certain containers where it works for us. It's in this broader sense when we see this hopeless killing of young people, families being taken from their homes, starvation going on at a time when there's plenty of food and water from our brothers and sisters. For what? And we can't just have one day without the bombs. I know we keep saying it can't get any worse. It's supposed to be the dawn of the new earth now, right? It's supposed to be something that's going to transform, that out of the darkness comes the light. And I believe that's going to happen, but we have to really take on our own consciousness and what we're contributing outward. There really isn't time for us to do any more pushing off of the healing of our relationships with our families and our friends. That's where it starts. Can you get rid of the problems and the ripples of negativity in your personal life? Practice it where it's in action. And be active and creative with, or be willing to be vulnerable enough to say, you know what? I'm sorry. I judged you for having a belief that was different than mine. Because that's really what it comes down to. It's about belief. I'm right, you're wrong. You're right, I'm wrong. And so it's all this pointing outward. So have you ever been blessed with someone who opposes you? Perhaps in your immediate family, a partner or ex-partner, or even an employer. At first, it hardly feels like a blessing. We've all had that person, right? Yet spiritual teachers often remind us that these relationships can be some of our greatest opportunities for growth. They serve as mirrors, showing us where we are attached, reactive, or in need of healing. Does anybody have a situation like that you can bring to mind right now? And be really honest. Yeah, a lot more hands just went up. I don't have any opposing situations like that right now in my life, but I have, and I'm going to share one with you. So I think we are seeing this dynamic play out not only in our personal lives, but also in the division taking place in the world today, in politics, in current events, and the polarization within communities. Opposition is everywhere. The question is not whether we encounter it, but how we meet it. So I know it's interesting when people will talk to me about, being called to ministry, and they say, I feel like I'd be called. I'd love to do that work, and I hear that quite a bit, and I bet if the part that they see this career is what the calling is this, you would love to do this. But this is about 3% of what actually this calling is. This is the best part. All the other stuff is administrative stuff. All the other stuff is outreach. All the other stuff is management. It's a business beyond that you're overseeing the criteria of skills you have to have as far as young education, adult education, to management, to finances, to it's a big, tall order. And you gotta have some grit, because you're not always gonna make people happy. But your goal is to do that. So you can be kind of a person that has to have hard conversations. Who likes having hard conversations? Not me. I'm a Libra. I like to smooth out the edges with just kindness and friendship, right? But I had a relationship that ended many, many years ago, and I had to leave because the energy of that relationship was really, really negative and really, really off. And when I left, this person took on themselves to contact every person that knew me, email everyone about who I was from this particular person's image of me, which was, none of it was me, as far as I knew myself, emailing school teachers of my children, leadership, people above me. I mean, it was a slander job beyond. And it was years and years of this. And I share this not to hurt this person, because I understand that we all have healing to do. But I learned a lot about myself. I'm not saying it didn't devastate me and hurt me and wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But that opposition went on for years, and yet, looking back, I can see the way Spirit was at work in that nightmare. Who's had a person like that in your life? Yeah, it's unfortunate how many hands go up. Can you imagine how loving you must be that kind of thing happened to you? You were a big loss. You were a lot to lose in somebody's experience. So right there, you see the beauty of what you are, that somebody would like to tear some of that down. And I'm taking this into the personal so that we realize that's where it starts in vibration and healing, to take it out into the world. Looking back, I see the ways Spirit was at work, and one of the ways was the detachment from ego. I had to learn not to defend or cling to my reputation, but to rest in the truth of who I am. I know I'm a perfect child of God, and I know I seek to align in that energy every day, and I have all of my adult life. It taught me compassion for the opposer. I began to understand that those who seek to harm often carry great pain themselves. My compassion grew even if I couldn't remain in that relationship. Inner strength and integrity. Every time I resisted the urge to fight back, I strengthened my spiritual muscles. I discovered a resilience rooted not in pride, but in spirit. Have you ever felt that feeling when somebody is so oppressing against you and you have so much to say to defend yourself, and you finally give it to God and release that and not need to be right? And did you feel like a rush of spirit? The second you did not react with the same energy that was coming towards you, then you start to step into alignment with this greater something, this greater energy we call, whatever word makes you feel hugged and loved and connected and divinely guided. Freedom from approval. That's another big one we have. Freedom from approval. The situation forced me to release my dependence on others' opinions. But it is time like these that we actually learn to live them, to not listen to the opinions of others, and to finally reflect on the goodness of God within ourselves. When we really and truly can reflect on the goodness of God in us, in all the ways. Yes, we've all made mistakes. Absolutely. But we have to be quick to forgive ourselves, just as we have to be quick to forgive others. Right? And sometimes we do have to leave situations because it's too turbulent. But bless it away. Bless it with love. When you can get into a current that you're still praying for those type of people, that is a quantum leap. That is a different energy. That is the awakening. That is the moving from the 3D to the 5D. So, yes, would I ever want that to happen again? I don't think it would ever happen to me again. Because that's when I really started to trust myself, love myself. believe in myself. And I didn't need other people to believe in me. I had to believe in me. Because that's the Christ potential, is to recognize we're here to do a great work, whatever it is we're called to. And when things are pressed against us, and they do, we don't let it break us or destroy us. Let it empower us towards more love, more light, and bring more of that to self and other. You can see yourself as a victim sometimes, but the most important thing is to look at how you can become victorious over it. Every time you don't react with the need to be right. And that's a big part of what's going on in the world right now. So much division. And yeah, you're going to have your own opinions. Some are more for this, one's more for that, and it's, but if you take yourself out of the game of the ping pong and become assured that we are one people and one mind, one heart, then we can live from that. It doesn't mean we're not going to get upset. I still get upset. I can't deal with the idea of families and children being killed. I can't. I don't understand it. I don't know why humans can hurt people like they do. If it doesn't bother us when we see that, then there's really something that's gone wrong. It should be calling us to unite and figure out how we can help. So when opposition arises, will we engage at the level of ego and reactivity? And I have a teacher that defined ego as this: everywhere God is not present. And obviously, I'm not talking about a God in the sky. That's not the God we connect with here in unity. We are one with this light and love energy. So I'd reword it as the Christ presence in consciousness. Like that's the Christ presence in consciousness. So everywhere we're not bringing the Christ consciousness and presence to a situation, everywhere we are not in our highest, best, prayerful, loving place, right? So everywhere the spark of the Christ presence within me is not present, or will we allow Spirit to use it as a refining fire, shaping us into greater love, strength, and compassion? I know everything that I'm sharing here right now is hard because, I had to change my whole talk last night because I came across some stuff about the Palestinians in Gaza, and I was wrecked. And I was like, it's United Prayer Day from the UN, and I'm going to be speaking on a panel down at the library today at 3:30 with other faith leaders on what our work is to help people find peace and bring peace and be peace. So last week I spoke about all the names for the ending of the darkness on earth and a new dawning called awakening, new earth, quantum leap. We've gone through all these, through all the years. We've been waiting, and praying. 3D to 5D consciousness. And now I've been hearing of a newer term called parallel timelines or split timelines. They all return to the same thing: oneness. 3D to 5D is that there is nobody separate from me. And all the thoughts and the feelings and the words and the actions I do to me and I do to you. So collectively as a consciousness, we're called to really, really get quiet and get into silence and listen for what it is that's being called of this time. But I heard a TikTok of a woman that I follow, and her name is @Kristen1942. And she said it this way about this timeline shift. And so for anyone who ever doubted that timelines were converging, that realities were shifting, all you have to do is just look around. You're in it. If you have ever wondered what it would be like to esoterically shift from one timeline to another, this is it. Right now, two worlds are running in parallel. One is dying, built on control, fear, and fragmentation. And the other one is rising, based on resonance, coherence, and wholeness. And we are living in the transition space between them. That's why everything feels inside out. Like reality got flipped, and the volume is turned way up on the distortion. It's cartoonish. It's super hyperbolic. It's almost unreal. It's not your imagination. That's how polarity behaves before it collapses, before coherence returns. Distortion has a tendency to overperform. It throws a tantrum. It wants one more act before the curtain closes. Doesn't that feel like where we're at right now? So what do? You don't match the noise. You don't play the role. You hold the frequency. Speak from where you know things are going. Even if nobody claps yet, or even if the stage is still shaking, the time doesn't move in a straight line, but you will start to feel it when resonance settles. Number one, people shift without needing an explanation. Number two, systems start leaking truth instead of hiding it. And number three, something in your chest clicks, and suddenly you're not confused anymore. This is the moment between worlds. Stay with it. It's holding shape around you. But this is my favorite part of it. So what do? You don't match the noise. You don't play the role. You hold the frequency. Speak from where you know things are going. And so let's look at today's daily word again. I bless the world with thoughts of peace. The word shalom is synonymous with the word peace, but it means more than an absence of war and conflict. Shalom, appearing so frequently in the Bible, is also used to affirm wholeness and well-being. True, lasting well-being requires the kind of peace known by the living in alignment with God. She was saying the same thing. Live in alignment with God, anchored in peace. People are less likely to be in conflict and more likely to appreciate that the beautiful planet Earth offers goodness and abundance for all. When I pray for a peaceful world, I pray shalom for myself and for each person of every land, and to have their needs met, to know lasting well-being for themselves and their families, to live in harmony, and to work toward our common good. And in James 3 it says, "And a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace for those who make peace." Thank you.
Well, it's a beautiful message we have received, something we can work with to bring ourselves into this higher dimension. It's all we're about doing in unity, over and over again, reminding ourselves we are divine beings and we're going through a human experience. We have to get that expression of the divine beings to fulfill the entire collective consciousness of humanity. So thanks for a great talk, Syntysche. We have an opportunity now to give back. I'd like to say to all of you that are watching this live stream, you can easily enhance your experience with the truth by seeking to support it financially if you haven't done so already. We are truly thankful for those of you that are giving on a regular basis, a recurring tithe. So we give you that thanks to all of you. But now we can bring into our hands that gift we'd like to make to Unity of Boulder, and let's bless it with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. So it is. And now I think we have Sierra and our guys coming back to do another one of their great rocking wake-up numbers. Okay.
I want to remind you that now it's time to shake off all that I just gave you. This is an amazing song, and we're just going to feel it. Let's stand up. Let's just move our bodies. We got to shake this energy out. I just want you to leave here inspired, not feeling heavy. Let's just let her sing and rock into our systems. An amazing song that most of us know if you know Brandy Carlisle. Where's the guitarist? Gunnar.
Gunnar in the house? Is Gunnar in the house? Yay, Gunnar. Well, this gives me a chance to just say that this song, when I first started coming to Unity, I was a single mom. I was broke, and you guys made me feel like $1 million. So, this is about finding your home. My son talks about it all the time. When he comes to Unity, he's with his people, and he knows that. And it's always like a breath of fresh air. So just thank you. Thanks for seeing each other and for being present with each other and moving into this divine alignment. All of these lines across my face tell you a story right now. Some stories where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything when you got no one to tell them to. It's true. I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain tops, swam across the ocean blue. I crossed all the lines and I broke all the rules. Baby, I broke them all for you. Because even when I was flat broke, you made me feel like $1 million. You do. I was made for you. don't come out. All my friends who think that I'm blessed, they don't know my hair's a mess. No, they don't know who I really am, and they don't know what I've been through like you do. I was made for you. All of these lies across my head tell you the story who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. Oh, but these stories don't mean anything when you got no one to tell them to. It's true, I was made for you. Oh yeah, well it's true that I was made for you. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you, guys. We needed that. We had to shake it off. All right. Well, we have prayer partners available to you. If you're facing a challenge, you can stay seated in your seats, and they will come and find you and take you to our beautiful meditation room and pray with you. We have a potluck, and we have plenty of food, so you really don't need to run out and grab more food. We have plenty. Let's all have community together and have a nice lunch together just following this service.
They
And then
can, if they so wish, go out and get something.
Yeah, you can grab something if you want to.
And bring it.
And then we have the equinox celebration tomorrow evening. Do you know what time it was?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock in the Fellowship Hall, and that's free. They'll take a
Wait a
tithe.
minute. Yeah, it is 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. All right, let's
But
close.
you can walk the labyrinth before we start. So if you come a little early, you can. I've cleaned the labyrinth over in the garden area, and so you want to walk that so that you're really connected to the whole event, and then come in.
All right,
the
let's
Fellowship
close with "Let There Be Peace on Earth." Here we go.
Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and peace that goes back to thee. God has begun family harmony. Let me walk in mercy in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous now. To take each moment and live in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now we'll release it and let it go. Here we go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. God. No more struggle, no more strife. Yes, I say, my Jesus is alive. I am free. Yes, I'm only free for God. Yes, I'm only free for God. Yes, I'm only free for God. Yeah.
Beautiful singing. Have a beautiful week or join us at the potluck.